Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko's Garage. Today I have a quick tech tip for all you Nissan Frontier drivers. This video is only applicable if you are the DIY type. If you go and bring your truck in for a service at your dealership and you always get your tires swapped around at a tire installer, tire shop, then this is probably not for you. I want to show you today how you can swap sets of tires. Let's say you have a set of winter tires and now it's getting warm outside and you're swapping your summer tires or your all-season tires back on your truck. How to reset the TPMS sensor system that's installed in my 2017 Nissan Frontier without any tools. You need a few tools, of course, to change your tires around. You will need an impact driver, a torque wrench. You will need the proper lug nuts. So these are steel rims and these are aluminum alloy rims, and you will need some different lug nuts for that. You will also need a paper clip. We'll get to why you need a paper clip later. But yeah, here in my case, I just have a piece of mechanics wire that we're going to be using. And so pretty much telling your TPMS sensor system in your truck that there are now a different set of 4 tires installed, because the TPMS sensor system here in this truck can only monitor 4 sensors. And if you take those 4 sensors away because you're taking the 4 wheels off and put them in your garage and it doesn't sense those 4 sensors anymore, it will give you a failure or like a TPMS sensor problem. So I already have the 4 tires that are going to go onto the truck here sitting in front of you, marked front left, front right, rear left, rear right. We will have to do a procedure on the truck that puts the TPMS sensor system into a kind of a learning mode so that it will be willing to accept 4 new sensors and to allow the truck to actually recognize that there are 4 sensors available to the truck. We have to put different air pressures in those 4 tires. And what we're going to do is, I'm just going to write it on the tire so you can visually see it. We're going to put 34 psi into front left, 31 psi front right, 28 psi rear right, and then 25 psi in the rear left. So we always have 3 psi difference. So that way the TPMS sensor system can recognize, okay, there are 4 different tires or 4 different sensors, and that is enough differential so that the system will accept that. So I will go ahead and swap the tires around. We don't need to really look at that. If you guys have a impact driver or just a breaker bar, you can break your lug nuts loose. Then you need, of course, a hydraulic check to get the tire off the ground. Swap the tire around. Just make sure you set the tire pressures like I depicted here. For that, you will have to have an air compressor and a chuck with a pressure gauge. I'm just going to do that here real quick. So this one is at 36, that's a little high. So now I have all 4 tires set to the appropriate tire pressures as we discussed. And now I'm going to install the tires on the truck. All right guys, so magic of video, I just put on my 4 all-season tires, took my winter tires off, marked the winter tires at the same time so I still remember where they were mounted. So if I want to do a tire rotation when I'm mounting them next winter, I can do that. Important thing is that you have a torque wrench, and that you set it to your vehicle's specific torque values. And it's different between aluminum alloy rims and steel rims. You can Google that, find out online. And then you need to go around and 6, 8, here we go. You need to go around and torque them all to spec. And then after maybe a couple 100 miles, you do that again, because it can settle a little bit and lug nut can come loose. So you want to torque him now and then torque him in 200-300 miles one more time. So you go around the entire vehicle, always in a crisscross pattern.
5 minutes later.
So now I have all the lug nuts torqued, and if I would just drive away like this, my TPMS system would tell me a failure. I would have the tire pressure light on all the time, because the TPMS system doesn't recognize those 4 sensors. Now we will have to go in here and put the TPMS system into learning mode. To get your TPMS system into learning mode, you have to go under your dashboard. Let's take a look. All right, guys, so in the middle of the frame, you see this little white connector up there. Let's zoom in on it a little bit. And you see a piece of mechanics wire sticking out. That is the connector that you have to ground out to reset your TPMS system. So you turn the key on to the on position so that all the dash lights come on, but do not turn on the engine. And in the first 30 seconds after you turn the key to the on position, you have to touch this mechanics wire or paper clip. That connector needs to be grounded to a reliable ground 6 times. Here, right in the corner of the frame, here is your OBD2 port. And the OBD2 port bracket is steel and it's grounded. So you turn the key to on and touch your mechanics wire to that metal bracket 6 times in 30 seconds. So once you have touched that mechanics wire to the OBD2 port bracket that's right here in the corner, 6 times in the first 30 seconds, the TPMS light on your dash will start blinking and indicating that it is in learn mode, and that's what we need to accomplish. So I will start another camera to record that, and then we're gonna do this reset. So I will now turn the key on to the on position, grab my wire and touch it to metal bracket 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the TPMS light, as you can see on the dash now, is blinking away. That means it's in learning mode. And instead of turning the key off now, I will just hop into my vehicle and drive around the neighborhood. Just remember, you have different tire pressures. You definitely don't want to go on a freeway. Just drive slowly. You have 34, 31, 28 and 25 PSI currently. So your car might not even be driving super straight. So right out of the position, the on position with a blinking TPMS light, I turned the engine on, took my tire chocks out of the way, made sure everything is out of the way. And now I'm just gonna drive around my neighborhood. Luckily I have a neighborhood where I can do that. No through traffic, nobody's gonna be worried about a guy just driving around very slow speed. But you gotta give it a few minutes. So we have 4 tires with 4 different pressures, and now we're just waiting for the TPMS system to recognize those 4 tires.
5 minutes later.
And now it stopped flashing and the light is off. That's what we have been waiting for. And now let's just see if we're actually gonna get a TPMS warning that our tire is low. And then we can go back to my driveway.
5 minutes later.
There you go. And now the light is on steady, and in the display in my speedometer it says check tire pressure. All right, so that's what we needed to accomplish. We reset it, we relearned the 4 new sensors, and we tested the function. And now we're going back to my driveway. All right, guys, so we reset the TPMS system, relearned the 4 new sensors that are now mounted to the vehicle in form of our all-season tires. And now really the last step that we need to do is put tire pressure back to what it's supposed to be. And if you don't know, there's usually a sticker here on your door jamb with your tire pressure 35 psi all the way around. So now I'm just going to run around real quick. This one here is at 34, so this is almost good. Some people like to drive the tires a little harder, so they put a little bit more tire in it. Or if you're towing, for example, you definitely want to get your tire pressure up a little bit for your tires max load capacity. That's usually written on the tire itself.
Many hours later.
All right, guys, so what did we do today? I swapped around my summer tires with my winter tires. We torqued some lug nuts. We put the TPMS system in our truck here in the 2017 Nissan Frontier into a relearn status. We put specific tire pressure into 4 tires so that the TPMS system can recognize that there are 4 sensors present. And then we drove around my neighborhood for the tire pressure system to recognize the tires. And it even gave us a low pressure alert once it had relearned the 4 sensors. So we know it's working. We torqued the lug nuts to a specific torque, and I just put the correct tire pressure back into the tires. So now I'm at about 35 all the way around. All right, I hope that helps someone. If you have any questions, please put a comment down below. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, welcome to Heiko's Garage. I will see you in the next one. Take care.